Hey everyone, it's Kale from Scud Style, and today I'm bringing part 8 of my NoFap literature series with Blue Truth, A Spiritual Guide to Life and Death and Love and Sex by Deida. A lot of people liked the last Deida book I did, so I'm going to go ahead and bring another one here. This one is broken down into 2 sections. Format is similar to The Way of the Superior Man in that it has these mini chapters, but it's broken down into 2 main parts of the book, Life and Death. You can see the contents there, and Love and Sex. And a lot of the information is really profound and deep, and especially the love and sex section, it goes into a lot of things like masculine and feminine essence. And so I'm going to kind of highlight a few spots that I think are really applicable to NoFap and stuff like that. I really like the section Resist Nothing. I marked that up quite a bit. But everyone has different sticking points and different things that they'd like to work on. So maybe you would find a completely different section much more profound for you. But anyway, I wanted to show a little bit of the book and then get into love and sex, right? And forgive me if I slip up while reading a little bit. I'm reading through a camera, so it's a little bit more difficult. You are attracted to reciprocal sexual energy. Let that sink in for a second. I know it makes sense on the surface, but then he's going to go into the masculine and the feminine essence. If you have a more masculine sexual essence, then you'll be attracted to a more feminine lover. The feminine is light, which feels as love and shines as all life. A feminine lover will be radiant, full of life energy, yearning to open as love and receive your deep love. A feminine lover's smile can light up your life and inspire your heart. A feminine lover will also say one thing while meaning another, and change mind and mood like the weather. Like Mother Nature herself, the feminine force is powerful, fluid, and unpredictable. It doesn't allow the neat lines of reason and accountability. Most women and some men have more feminine sexual essence. If your sexual essence is more feminine, then you'll be attracted to a more masculine lover. The masculine is consciousness, which is embodied as deep and pervading presence. A masculine lover will be capable of taking you and ravishing you with the loving intensity and depth. A masculine lover can open you wide and expose the heart of a moment with humor. A masculine lover will be emotionally narrow, relatively unaware of your feelings, and much more dedicated to a sense of life mission than to intimacy with you. The masculine cares more about where it is going than who it is going with. Most men and some women have a more masculine sexual essence. And so in his last book, The Way of the Superior Man, he spoke about how men are more purpose-driven and women are more relationship-driven. So that's just a little bit of another nod to that. So going a little bit deeper into that, in the Unguard Your Sex section, if your sexual essence is more masculine, then your life is mostly motivated by a desire to be free. If your sexual essence is more feminine, then your heart mostly yearns for love. Everyone wants to attain more freedom and love, and when you are open deep within time, freedom is love. But the predominant texture of your unfolding life drama is determined by the disposition of your sexual essence. The divine masculine in you is infinite consciousness. When you lose touch with it, you seek infinity in the confines of your life, your bank account, your fame, your achievements, anything that gives you a whiff of breaking free into unbound no stress. A touchdown, an ejaculation, or great professional victory seem to be a source of almost sacred bliss. This is why this sexual drive is so powerful in men too, and why they really long for that ejaculation, which is easy to achieve by themselves or with a partner. With women, it's a little bit more complicated, and that's why men gravitate to it, and that's why it's so hard to give up. The divine feminine in you is the force of life, the abundant energy or light of love. When you lose touch with it, you seek blissful fullness through the portals of your body, your senses, your relationships. Anything that overwhelms you in love's fullness, from your children to sex to your favorite chocolate, can seem almost divine. If you have a more feminine sexual essence, you are built so certain things are shaped to press your love button. Don't mistake the thing for the love. When you hold your infant against you in seemingly perfect love, open as this love. Be the immensity of your love, your beautiful child evokes. Remember that there are plenty of lonely women with empty hearts who were once full blush mothers, overflowing with bliss amidst their child's laughter. If you have a more masculine sexual essence, it's easy to spend hours, days, even years totally engrossed in the tasks at hand. Like a monk in prayer, your life can be devoted to the image of your salvation, the discovery, realization, creation, or achievement that will set you free. But if you have ever attained your goals, you know the bliss of achievement passes, however noble your cause, and once again, you look for a way to be more deeply liberated from stressful motivation. How many can relate to that? I know I can. And then finally, there's a section back here that I thought was really important, and I kind of wanted to read the whole thing because I think it just portrays with NoFap, so especially people who use NoFap as a launching point for great personal growth and self-development and take that as that opportunity. Sooner or later, even sex with someone you love can become a routine. Sex seems to promise so much, skin aflame with unbearable bliss, sobbing embraces of vulnerable rapture, transcendent merger as utter oneness, but usually sex is fairly mundane. Men get hard, pump and grunt, squirt out their tension, and relax. Women get wet, moan and hump, seize and weep, and snuggle in warm comfort. At first exciting, sex can become quite predictable. Even good sex can become standardized. In this way, sex is like the rest of life. It's actually less than you hoped. For almost everyone who reaches middle age, sex and life become a customary enjoyment, a habitualized routine of pleasure, comfort, and pain that is consoling at best and often meaningless. This is good. Meaningless is a sign of growth. When something becomes boring, it means you are ready to go deeper. When you are humping away but still unsatisfied, you are ready for deeper sex. Sex that feels empty reveals a deeper truth. Sex is empty, just like any other moment of life. When you allow yourself to feel sex completely, you feel two things. On the one hand, your genitals are engorged, your chest is heaving, and your passions are inflamed. On the other hand, so what? You've been there before and nothing fundamental has resulted. This moment of sex, like every moment, is amazingly rich and deliciously textured, but also strangely vacant. Eventually, you realize that nothing specific is missing from your sexual life. You can certainly improve your sexual skills, communicating your emotions more fully and enjoying multiple orgasms that last for hours. Yet when your fascination with a new pleasure and achievement wears off, you become re-aware of the haunting sense of emptiness. How many of us in our search for novelty all the time, are thrown into the throes of something and it's great, and it's fantastic, and it's beautiful, and it's wonderful, and then the novelty wears off and we find emptiness again because it wasn't deep, it wasn't full, it wasn't rich. The truth is, every sexual moment is empty. Every moment is empty, insubstantial, unreal. And every moment is full, tangible, explosively alive. Like a vivid dream, each moment is intensely impactful, spontaneously dynamic, and instantly gone, as if it never occurred. Sex can be tender, a miracle of love, yet vaporously inconsequential, a wistful déjà vu. Simultaneously, sex is intense and vanished. Even when utterly blissful, it is also utterly empty. Naive youths get lost in a brief rush of pleasure. Depressed grown-ups linger in the not enough of vacant embrace. The truth is that every moment is tangibly insubstantial. The true lover surrenders beyond all hold, as naked life is. But to get to this point requires outgrowing your grasp on feeling good or bad about sex. Early in your sexual life, enjoy the thrill of romance and fascination for as long as it lasts. Then, frolic in the middle days of unsatisfying but decent sexual routine. Eventually, when hope has worn away, when you have no other choice, relax in the coat of emptiness you already wear. Don't open love's bliss. Bear edgeless luminosity. Sex is a revelation of what is, intensely. That part to me is so profound because it speaks to the fact that everyone builds up sex. We need sex in our life and everything else, and it's so great, when really it's just a reflection of kind of everything else. So where I'm going with this, and what I've noticed and what I've been talking about in other videos, is that if you build up your life to be full and wonderful in that kind of way, then sex doesn't have to be the paramount point of that, right? If you find a loving partner, sex still doesn't have to be the crowning moment of that, the consummation of that relationship in an exclusive or all-powerful way. It's just sex, right? So anyway, here's Blue Truth by Deida. I hope I'll leave, like with the other books, I'll leave a link in the description below. I find this book extremely profound and I love this author, but hope everyone's having a fantastic day, and I'll see you soon.